When our memory starts to fail and we no longer remember names, where we left things, or what we had to do when we left home, the last thing we think about is the damage the food we're consuming is doing to our memory. You may not believe it, but what we consume every single day is the worst ingredient for damaging the brain. It is one of the primary reasons why we can often lose our memory, our intelligence, and experience a lack of neuronal activity, which truly relies on good nutrition. So in today's video, you'll discover which foods are destroying your memory and what you need to do to reverse this health problem before it's too late. A warm greeting to all. I'm Dr. Agustin Landivar, naturopath, acupuncturist, conventional doctor, and founder of drlandivar.com. On this channel, as a conventional doctor, I treat my patients through natural medicine, homeopathy, and acupuncture before resorting to pharmaceutical drugs. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit the little bell icon below to receive notifications and be the first to watch the new video. If you need an online consultation or quality supplements for your condition, visit drlandivar.com and stay until the end of the video for tips and related videos on this subject. It turns out that food is the last thing we believe can affect our memory. You may not believe it, but the deficiency of iodine, for example, or of marine algae, is the leading cause of intellectual disability that we can develop due to a lack of proper brain function. There is a condition that, no joke, is actually called cretinism, and it arises precisely from inadequate nutrition. So in this video, we're going to discuss the specific foods that are damaging your memory and how you can take action to reverse this health problem before it becomes too late. Before we continue, don't forget that on drlandivar.com, there are supplements available for you. Supplements for enhancing your memory, for supporting your thyroid, for maintaining healthy joints, for your heart, kidneys, liver, and stomach. And truly, whatever you might be looking for, you can find it right there. So with all that being said, please don't forget to hit the like button on this video. And with that, let's move on to our next point. Number 1 on our list, fried foods. The worst thing we can do for our health, our memory, and our brain is to eat fried foods. The amount of fat we consume today was not even close to what our grandparents consumed in their time, when they didn't have as much access, for example, to the amount of oils and fried foods we have now. It turns out that we forget, when we put a French fry in our mouth, that all that oil will end up precisely in our intestine. The intestine will pass it to the blood, and all that fat will circulate throughout the body. Imagine a plate of French fries with all that fat circulating through your entire bloodstream and body, and your body is doing absolutely everything within its power to try and grab onto that, so it doesn't cause any damage to your system. It turns out that this fat will eventually have to find a place to settle. It will have to end up being metabolized by your liver, or perhaps becoming part of the fat that you'll accumulate in your body, but above all, it will deposit itself in specific places and arteries, which will ultimately block the vital blood supply to your brain. That's why little by little we are losing our circulation, and little by little our arteries are getting clogged. The amount of fried food that we are consuming by the end of the year ultimately ends up damaging our brain too. Little by little, the blood flow gradually diminishes, and our memory, along with our neural and cerebral activity, also starts to decline. Therefore, it is crucial that you avoid fried foods. Do your best to consume healthier food, vegetables, fruits, real foods that are not fried in general. Perhaps use an air fryer oven, but do not use fats that you will have to deal with later due to brain or memory problems that it will cause in the future. If you need a high-quality supplement to help metabolize fats, improve your liver's health, and also enhance all that circulation that may be getting blocked in your arteries, then look for Heart Excel, Fistulescence, and Thailand's multivitamin at drlandivar.com. Number 2, the excess of sugar. Very few people think that the amount of sugar we consume ends up damaging our memory, and it's true. And it does so for 2 very important reasons. First, our circulation, just like cholesterol, will be damaged. Individuals with elevated blood sugar levels often experience poor blood circulation. Arteries start to narrow, inflammation takes hold, and obviously the body reaches a point where it can't tolerate it. That's when diabetes, metabolic issues, obesity, and certainly a lack of brain activity and a sedentary lifestyle emerge. This gradually leads to a problem that also causes inflammation. The University of Berlin discovered that individuals with a higher intake of sugar also later exhibited a lower level of neuronal activity. It appears that sugar overloads the neurons to the point where they become accustomed to that amount of sugar, and they stop functioning, they stop activating, they stop developing, and little by little they become dormant in a sea of sugar that naturally should not exist. So reduce your sugar intake, eat healthier foods, more fruits, more vegetables, and exercise, because lowering your sugar will make your neurons search for that substance, and then, obviously, when there is sugar and glucose, they can activate naturally as they are supposed to. If you need high-quality supplements to help activate your memory, improve your blood sugar control, and ensure that your entire metabolism can function properly so your brain can fully develop, then look for Appalizer and Metaglucose from Thailand at drlandivar.com. Number 3, the well-known bread, or more specifically, wheat. One of the very first causes that can actually block your brain's proper neural function, even if you might not truly believe it to be true, is indeed wheat itself. You see, wheat naturally contains a substance called gluten, and this gluten then adheres quite strongly to the delicate lining of your intestine. The intestine cannot absorb the nutrients it needs or produce serotonin and neurotransmitters that the brain requires, and the brain becomes clouded. Because of this, little by little, doctors have come to realize, even in universities, that consuming less wheat throughout the week led to students achieving significantly better grades on their exams. It's true, if you can put this to the test, you will come to realize that by stopping your consumption of wheat for just 1 month, you'll see your brain lights up, that you'll stop having a constant mental fog, and that your memory will inevitably improve little by little. Even better, if by reducing your wheat intake you start to eat more healthily, incorporating beneficial fats like fish oil, improving your circulation through regular exercise, and enhancing blood flow to your brain so that everything you consume and digest can truly arrive as a nutritious substance to your body, and your brain can fully absorb and utilize it. If you're looking for a quality supplement that can help with the detoxification of the intestine and improve your overall digestion, which, by the way, is extremely important for your cognitive memory functions, then search for Multivitamin and Laxipron from Thailand at drlandivar.com. Number 4, you should absolutely not consume any soy sauce. It turns out that soy sauce is actually the very worst ingredient for your brain and your memory functions. Monosodium glutamate, as it's called and commonly known by its chemical structure, is a factor that has recently been discovered to potentially accelerate the onset of Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is a condition where individuals often forget things because protein plaques form in the brain. These protein plaques impede nerve signals, memory fails to function, the brain inevitably becomes completely blocked, and the individual descends irreversibly into a bottomless pit from which they can never recover because proteins accumulated within their brain due to the consumption of certain foods that they should never have ingested. Be very careful with soy products, with soy sauce, monosodium glutamate, the chemical substances, toxins, or other intoxicants that you might consume. Instead, base your diet on healthy, wholesome food that you yourself prepare in your own home, which might cost a little more perhaps due to the time it takes, but that in reality it will last you and it will give you a quality of life that you can't even imagine. If you need a quality supplement that can help reduce inflammation in your body, improve your memory, and activate it so you can regain your lifestyle, look for Metathyroid and Kirku Health by Thailand at drlandivar.com. And don't forget to like the channel as it deserves, sharing it with if you need a quality supplement that can help reduce inflammation in your body, improve your memory, and activate it so you can regain your lifestyle, look for Metathyroid and Kirku Health by Thailand at drlandivar.com. And don't forget to like the channel as it deserves, sharing it with